Finally tonight here, our persons of the week. The couple, the high school sweethearts who tonight take us into the wild. So remote, it would take 5 days just to get to the nearest city. But it was the only way to get this close to the elephants. It's been a labor of love for two people who fell in love in high school.
High school sweethearts?
Yeah, that's right. That is right.
You were 5 days from the nearest town. Was there fear?
That's what we love the most.
Yeah, that's the sweet spot.
How do you remain calm and tranquil when one of those elephants is charging at you? I mean, you call it hypnotic. I'd call it something else, but... And your defense is confidence.
And yeah, exactly. And sometimes we even get it right.
They have a brain 5 times the size of ours. These are very sensitive creatures.
You can see, though, that there's thought going on behind those eyes.
Watch this mother and her newborn learning how to walk almost immediately for survival in the wild. And when the elephants discover a sun-bleached skull, watch as they caress it with their trunks.
In fact, they have empathy, they have a language, they have caring.
Dereck and Beverly sleeping in a tent.
It's fantastic out there if you make it through the night.
But with this film, with their efforts, going to China for one, to tell people how the elephants are killed for that ivory, they believe the change is happening.
We're at a tipping point in conservation, and it just needs that little shove now. And I think we could win this battle.
And so we choose Dereck and Beverly Joubert. Their extraordinary film debuts on PBS next week. Jake Gyllenhaal, our person of the week. We went to find Jake Gyllenhaal here in New York City. No filter there either.
What do you hope people will stop and think about when they see this?
The story is about where we are right now. You know, he couldn't exist at any other time. They'll walk out saying to themselves, wow, are we complicit somehow in creating a guy like this?
He brought up a story we'd read about his childhood.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but you really wanted to try to get into Mighty Ducks.
Did you say a lot of people would say?
Well, I read this.
A lot of people are talking about the fact
well,
that
I don't think
really
they are, but they will be after this.
11 or so, and he landed that prized role on Mighty Ducks.
And they said that I couldn't do it because it's very important for them that I get a proper education.
And do you remember the tears in the kitchen?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Who doesn't remember any tears in the kitchen?
A temporary setback for a boy who would stand up in that classroom. His first movie, City Slickers.
My dad's named Mitch, and he's a submarine commander.
He's grown up since then, and ever since, every role carefully chosen.
You understand? Sir, yes, sir.
After Jarhead, always remembering our troops, working with Headstrong.
Reminding all of us that veterans come home with a lot of damage.
It's very important to me. Their feelings and issues they deal with or don't want to deal with, and everything in between.
Is that something you consciously think about when you say, yeah, I'll take that on?
I feel some sort of responsibility, yeah.
So when people ask you, when are you going to do a romantic comedy? When are you going to laugh?
Well, I laugh all the time, so that's the...
Just so everyone knows.
Just so you know, because I think sort of going off into the dark is really illuminating.
Disturbing that you play creepy so well?
I think that's a question you should ask my mom.
A family putting a premium on careful choices.
I feel blessed. And so...
blessed every day that they say no to the Mighty Ducks.
I mean, that's a great movie.
It was a great movie. And so we choose Jake Gyllenhaal, our person of the week, making careful choices, a lesson from his parents way back when in that kitchen. And finally tonight here, our countdown to the Oscars, our series, The Contenders. First up, the man who helped define Batman for a generation, returning as Birdman, a character far more human, playing an actor, a father struggling as he grows older. And tonight, the gift from his own son, the words he overheard. Could you have imagined sort of the amount of attention this movie's getting? This is hardly what Michael Keaton expected. Batman re-emerging as Birdman.
Emma Stone said, in looking at your character, that she has never seen a more difficult role written for someone.
Wow, yeah, that could be true.
It is about an aging movie star, but people can relate to this movie in all walks of life.
Yeah, and they want to talk about in specifics about the movie and certain scenes.
People have asked, are there parallels in this character to your real life? And you have said this was the role with the least connection.
Well, I don't relate to the personality type.
You were one of 7, so you got to be pretty darn scrappy to survive.
Yeah.
Right? To be heard.
Yep.
To be celebrated.
Right. If you got too big for your britches, as they say, they quickly showed you how big your britches actually were.
Did we go to the same high school?
Still the same dimension, baby.
Same cape, same size suit.
Same size suit. 25 years later.
25 years. That's impressive.
Already having won the Golden Globe, he shared the moment with his best friend.
You say my best friend is kind, intelligent,
funny, talented, considerate, thoughtful. Did I say kind? He also happens to be my son, Sean.
A very human moment about a father talking about his son.
Yeah. I thought I overheard him telling one of his buddies once that I was his best friend earlier on, and I didn't want to say anything. I walked in the next room and wept.
Those words from his son, a gift. And he says, so was this role.
I don't know whether to call you Batman or Birdman. Call me Michael. All right.
Great spending time with him earlier